A new era for boxing on Channel 5 continues. Nathan Gorman faces Thomas Salick for the IBF International Heavyweight Championship, whilst Josh Kelly makes his return. Watch Britain's best prospects in The Big Fight Live. Friday at 9, exclusive to Channel 5 and My5.
This is Matt for Into Boxing. Delighted to be joined by Aaron Chalmers. Aaron, it's the week of your first professional boxing fight. How are you feeling? I feel like this has been a long time coming since we first spoke about it.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Very excited. Like you say, it's been a long time coming. There's been a few little setbacks, obviously with the blood clot in the nose and stuff. But that's it. This is it. This is my week. It's ready. I'm ready to go.
What happened with that then? Because obviously I remember speaking to you about it. I think it was in Nottingham for a mixed fight, and you mentioned that there was some issue medically. Has that all been done and dusted now? How frustrating has that been trying to get that pushed over?
So it was about 3 weeks before the fight. I was sparring. I was having like a hard spar, and I just got caught. I just dipped and I got caught in the nose, and straight away I was like blowing my nose. I was like, there's something wrong with my nose. So I left it, and I was getting really, really bad headaches. But then I looked up my nose, and I couldn't see up the nostril because it was like swollen on the inside, the septum. So I put it off for a week, and then I eventually went to the hospital. Got sent straight to a nose specialist, and they were like, you've got a blood clot in your nose, which was pushing. Obviously, that's what was giving us the bad heads. So straight away that day, I was down for emergency surgery to get it drained. 3 weeks before the fight, I was saying to Adam, I was like, yeah, I'll still fight. He was like, no chance. He's like, because he went, just touch your nose. And I remember just touching it. I was like, nah, there's fucking no way. It was a double fracture and a blood clot. So yeah, that was a heavy setback. But I had bought like a nose bar and everything to spar, and I just thought, fuck this. If it's going to go, I need to practice. So I just put the open face head guard on and started sparring, and it's held up. So thankfully, here we are.
Thankfully, here we are. Huge week for you, and you'll be wanting to impress. Obviously, you went and transitioned from reality TV into MMA, did very well there, and now you're jumping into boxing. What can we expect from you this weekend?
You know what it is? I want to look like that I can box. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to run in there and start swinging and trying to knock them out. I want to just get, if anything, try and get rounds in, try and get experience, because I've only got 2 years in this. So the more rounds I get in, the more experience I can get. Don't get us wrong. If I feel like there's a chance to hurt them, then 100% I'll take that. But the main thing is to look like I can box and enjoy it. Whereas the MMA, I never used to enjoy it. I used to go in there and the referee would be like, are you ready? And I'd be thinking, no, I'm not ready. Do you know what I mean? But I used to just go into fight mode. So now I want to just be nice and relaxed and just enjoy it. It's my first boxing fight. I'm never going to have another first one again. So I'm going to try and enjoy it as much as I can. Obviously, I'm getting waves of nerves, waves of excitement. So just trying to keep them under wraps and just enjoy the process.
You've mentioned wanting to be able to look like you can box kind of thing. Now, every fighter that comes out of that gym looks like they know how to box. They're quite specific styles, very good jab, very good footwork. What's the training been like with Adam Booth, who's obviously a meticulous worker, and he's worked with, a plethora of fighters throughout the years, and he's got some very good fighters on the books there now. What's that experience been like for you with him?
I mean, so I went to Adams, and he was like, my first day, he was at shadow box, and shadow box, he just went, right, that's it. We're starting you from fresh, because obviously I had this wide MMA stance, just shit, elbows up. He's like, right, we're starting again. So this is no word of a lie. I was with one of the coaches in there for 6 months, and I just jabbed for the whole 6 months. That's it. So my jab, personally, I think is fucking really, really good. Adam said at times it can be world class, but I jabbed for 6 months solid. But I never took my eye off it because I knew it would come. I was just like, I know it's going to come. So 6 months of jab, and then we moved on, and then now here we are. So try and look for a good jab. I don't want to say it too much in case it looks shit, but I'm fucking hoping it's going to look good on fight night.
I'm sure it'll be fine. What have you picked up from that gym then? Because obviously, when you look at the fighters there, I know you're close. It's a very tight-knit group. Harlem Eubank, Mick Conlan, Josh Kelly, I think Shannon Courtney, all these different fighters that come through that gym. Have you managed to sort of soak a bit of experience and knowledge through each of them and try and take some of it on board? What have you sort of learned throughout them?
Oh, I've tried to take bits off all of them. Like, so after my session, I'll always just stand or sit and watch and just try and pick little things up from like Josh and fucking hell. Sorry. So trying to pick things up from like Josh, and like I've tried and get the work rate, like when because I do all my running with Mick, and he fucking beats this. Like he could be a pro runner. That's how good he is. Do you know what I mean? Like he's running, but I just try and take just anything I can. I think, well, if I see them do something, I think, right, I'll try that. Or yeah, just try and take little bits from every single one of them on a daily basis.
What's it like? Are you currently in camp and living with Mick then at the minute?
I live with Mick and Kurt, yeah. So I've lived with Mick for the last 18 months. So like, you know, I probably speak to Mick more than I speak to my missus. Do you know what I mean? So that's how close we are. Like I speak and see Mick more than I see my own missus and kids.
I bet he gives you some shit on these runs because he likes to talk, doesn't he?
Do you know my first day, right? My first ever day, I was about 90 kilo, right? I had just gave up the drink, so I was fucking fat. I was 90 kilo, unfit. It was the first day, and he was like, "Oh, we're doing hills." So the hills is a minute on, minute off. You're meant to do 12. So he said 12, 12. So 12 incline, 12 speed. So I said 12 times, and he was like, "But it's only meant to be 10." He was like, "It is 12 now," and I swear down, right, I was fucked, and I was hanging on for, like, I was literally trying to hold the thing to stay on the treadmill. And he was like, "Fucking don't you dare hold on." And I was like, I got through it, right? But I remember getting off, and I remember just everything just closed up, and I thought, I'm going to fucking pass out, yeah. And Mick will tell you, he even says that you try to break this to see that I wouldn't come back. But that was 21 months ago, and we're still here. Still can't fucking catch him, like, but do you know what I mean? Don't think I ever will.
Nah, he's probably built for speed, is Mick. I think when we spoke before originally, you were sort of outlining all these plans that you had with your life, your career, and other things that you wanted to do. You did have a moment where you talked about jumping into wrestling, like WWE and all that kind of stuff. Is that still in your mind? Obviously, you've got to be focused on this boxing game, but is that still in your plans later on down the line?
100%, 100%. But I feel like that's only going to happen if I make like a big splash in the boxing, like get the fights that I plan on getting. Do you know what I mean? So, but the main focus is staying in the gym and then getting them fights, and then I think the rest will just come. But I've got a long way to go. Before that, and yeah, we've got plenty of boxing fights to do before that happens.
Do you look at the likes of, obviously, Jake Paul's now obviously huge, and he's fighting. I think he's fighting on the same night as Mick in New York. Do you look at the names like that and think, well, they started with no boxing experience, I just jumped into it. If I sort of build my name up a little bit, then maybe you could have sort of a mega fight against someone like that where it's not like he's a seasoned boxer kind of thing, and you just sort of have that moment.
100%. This is why I feel like I have to get fights in back to back and kind of quick to get like 5, 6, 7 fights in. Then I can start looking and seeing, you've had 9 fights, I've had 7. Do you know what I mean? And try and get them names over the line. But I think that's about a year away. But I feel like I've got enough support around the world with me Geordie Shore fans and stuff like that in the backing of MTV that them fights are a huge possibility. Like, of course, I think they're a possibility. So let's just get down to work and hopefully we can get them.
What weight are you going to be fighting at then? If you're talking about them names, what weight are we going to be looking at?
Well, I'm fighting in middleweight on Friday, so I'll have to get on the cheesecakes and bulk up for them.
You will.
If it was them, I'll just, obviously I've got a nutritionist in a sports, like a lad that does all my strength work, who's works like with F1 drivers and stuff. So it would just be a plan of like, right, 6 months, this is what we've got to do to get. I would never get up to the weight what Jake Paul is, but I would just go in a healthy, heavy as I could be. I mean, I'd fucking be 10 kilos lighter for that period. I don't give a shit.
you know what I mean? You'd fancy your chances as well, wouldn't you, by all accounts? You don't go in there to roll over anyway.
Mate, I'll fancy me 100%. Don't get us wrong, if he hits us, I'll probably nab it because he's fucking massive. But I think vice versa. I feel like I said, maybe not now because I'm only like 74 kilo. Do you know what I mean? So I'm a long way off him. You probably think he's getting hit by a fly, but when I put a little bit of weight on, I think I would fancy me chances.
Brilliant. Well, I'll be there in Liverpool on Friday. I'll see you 5
Good man.
Looking forward to it. have you got a message for the fans? Obviously, not just the Geordie Shore fans, but your supporters, family, people who got behind you on this journey. Because it's a big step getting into this game.
Do you know what it is? Just obviously the continued support that I've had from the Geordie Shore to the MMA to the boxing. A lot of people have followed us and stuck by us and just keep telling us to keep going. So just appreciate all the support, and hopefully you tune in on Friday night and keep the support coming.
Yeah, 100%. Look, Aaron Chalmers, thanks for talking to Into Boxing. We'll be there on Fight Night. We'll catch up with you after the fight or slightly before.
No worries, mate. Thanks. See you later, Matt.
No worries. See you, bud. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.